out, and it grabs a high wrist. And it's so easy to grab a high wrist on this because the shoulders and the hands are completely away from the neck. Off of this high wrist as Angel builds. Good, which is very difficult to build. I'm already keeping my ear on his back and going for all my finishing sequences, okay? Again, if you haven't watched this section on Uchikomi, go back and watch that section. That's where I cover specific finishing sequences and mechanics, okay? Let's look at this again. Come this way. Here you go. Good. Front headlock. Off this front headlock, I grab the far armpit. Off that far armpit grip, I shift and I grab my own forearm. I'll do it on this side too. 1, 2, 3. Let's do that again. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Once I get that grip, 1, 2, 3. My shoulder goes under his body. I keep those grips, I turn through, and I turn him all the way over, and I come to this top position. Off this top position, I lock the figure 4 with my hands. As Angel goes to sprawl to defend, look at my hands. My hands are coming apart. No problem. The moment my hands come apart, that left hand comes through, and it fishes the high wrist. As I fish the high wrist, Angel goes to build, and that's to his demise. All right, now we're going to use a quarter Nelson to bring my opponent down. And off that breakdown, as he recovers, then we expose his neck for a guillotine. All right. I became reminded of the efficacy of a quarter Nelson recently watching Kyle Dake hit it at the US Open. Okay. So from here, first we're going to do it with Angel. Then we're going to do it with my secondary uke, Elias. Okay. So Angel. I'm going to have Angel in a front headlock position. Off that, rotate a little bit. Yep, good. Off that front headlock position, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for a quarter Nelson on the far shoulder. The reason for that is that it doesn't require a stance shift. If I go for a quarter Nelson on the near shoulder, what's going to happen is I'm going to have to switch my stance, post, and reconfigure my hands in this position. That conveys intention to my opponent. But if I go for a quarter Nelson on the far shoulder, it doesn't require a stance shift, and it cuts down on time. So what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to go 1, and I post my hand. As my hand posts, I go 1, 2, 3, and I grab my own wrist. Let's look at that again. So I'm ear to back. I post the back of his head. As I post the back of Angel's head, I rotate, and I fish. Off that fish through, I use the post on the nape of his neck in conjunction with the grip on my wrist to turn his head down and make him look under his own armpit. What I'm looking to do here is I'm looking to use my form as a bar. So that when Angel tries to come back up, he cannot come back up to where he came from. The only way he can really turn is towards me. And as he acquires the underhook and turns towards me, go ahead. That's when I acquire my high wrist and I start to attack. Just like we did in the Uchikomi section of the instructional. Okay? So again, I use the quarter Nelson as a breakdown. So we're here in position. I go 1, 2, 3. And I grip. Off that grip, I turn him and I dump my forehead to the mat. Just like so. If he tries to go back where he came from, he can't. My form is a bar behind his head. It's stopping him from turning in that direction. Only way he can turn is towards me. But as he turns towards me, he's coming straight up into a guillotine. Off that guillotine, ear stays to back. I connect to his hips. And I finish. Let's look at one last rep with my other uke, Elias. Okay, so he's going to be in turtle position. From here, I'm ear to back. Off that ear to back, I stay in stance. I post 1. Second hand fishes through. I dump 3. When he tries to go up and away, he can't, so he has to turn towards me. As he turns towards me, I fish that high-risk guillotine. And as always, if I can put in a closed guard, that's going to be the strongest variation for a very strong finish. So he taps out, tap out. Good. And there we have a solid setup using a quarter Nelson. Okay, a lot of the techniques that I've shown you guys so far to acquire guillotine require some sort of grip change, some sort of position modification. You may be thinking to yourself, man, is there something that I could do to create exposure without having to radically change my grip or radically change my position? I'm glad you asked that question. I'm glad you bought this instructional. As a matter of fact, there is, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to use the front headlock to threaten a cow catcher and roll through dilemma. So the benefit of this, the pro of this, is that I don't have to switch off of Angel's head. I can stay on Angel's head and maintain his chin the whole time throughout this entire sequence, if that's your preference, okay? What I'm going to do is going to be in the front headlock on Angel. That second arm is going to come inside and fish for an underhook. Now, Angel, the moment I get an underhook on that arm, he's put in a dilemma. If Angel allows his elbow to flare out, which most people won't, but I'm just showing you guys the two horns in the dilemma first, it allows me to shoot my elbow behind him and put my hand on his far lat. If my hand goes on his far lat, I can start to build to my feet here and start to put him down with the cow catcher. Let's look at that one more time, Angel. This time, Angel, your head just faces that way. Very good, beautiful.